Hi, I'm Andrew Braun. I'm the Natural Resource Ecologist here at Prairie State Park. We're off the Drover's Trail today, one of 7 trails that go through this largest remaining tallgrass prairie landscape left in Missouri. This is a patch of prairie blazing star, one of the many flowering plants we have here at the park that depend on the prairie ecosystem. We're going to talk a little bit about the amenities of Prairie State Park, the natural communities of Prairie State Park, what we've done in the past year, and what we're planning on doing in the coming year.
Prairie State Park was established in 1980 with the mission to preserve and interpret the largest remaining example of Missouri's original tallgrass prairie. Tallgrass prairie once covered about 1/3 of the state of Missouri, but less than 1% now remains. Barton County, where Prairie State Park is located, was historically the grassiest county in Missouri, with about 86% of the county being described as prairie in the 1820s. Witness tree records from the early 1800s along the mile-wide transects from the General Land Office surveys recorded no trees in what is now Prairie State Park and few in the vicinity. The nearest recorded tree was a 10-inch diameter blackjack oak along East Drywood Creek, about 1.5 miles north of the park. The park features about 600 species of plants, including several rare and endangered species. Many of the plants here, such as purple prairie clover and American blue hearts, are restricted to high-quality, ecologically intact natural communities. Prairie-dependent animals, some of which are regionally rare, such as the northern crawfish frog and this dickcissel, are also found at the park. The park is home to a herd of about 50 bison, including 6 calves born this spring. The bison can roam about 3,000 acres of the park. On the first Saturday of every month, the park naturalist leads visitors straight to the herd while discussing the bison and other species found in the park along the way. The park features over 16 miles of hiking trails, 4 basic campsites, and 1 backpacking campsite, and a day-use area with picnic tables, grills, and access to Fleck Creek. The Regal Tallgrass Prairie Nature Center features exhibits on the natural and cultural history of the park, live animals, and park staff to answer your questions. Between June 2022 and June 2023, park staff, volunteers, and contractors contributed 3,065 hours of ecological stewardship work at the park. Park staff burned 1,840 acres in 11 burn units, and hay contractors hayed about 370 acres of the park in the summer of 2022. Park staff also treated invasive species and cut brush and trees encroaching in the prairie, and also collected and planted native grasses in various units of the park. Park staff monitor the populations of plants and animals at the park to determine how management affects the population of those species. Vegetation plots, calling amphibian surveys, bird surveys, fish surveys, and other monitoring was continued this past year. In addition to planned maintenance projects, we'll continue our stewardship projects such as prescribed fire and brush removal. This spring, about 1.25 miles of woven wire fence along Central Road was replaced with 5 strands of barbed wire, a project contracted with Cornell Fencing from nearby Liberal, Missouri. That work will continue in the coming year, along with upgrades to the visitor center and improvements to the park roads. Thank you for watching and attending our virtual public meeting presentation. Please feel free to share this link with your family and friends. We welcome your feedback, as this video will be posted until the end of the month. If you have any questions, you can reach out to the park office at 417-843-6711 or email us at prairiestatepark@dnr.mo.gov. You may also use the comments section to provide feedback focused on the operations at Prairie State Park. If you have other questions or comments, you can email moparks@dnr.mo.gov. The park contact information is also listed in the video description for your convenience. Thanks to the citizens of Missouri, our state parks and historic sites are supported by 0.1% of the park's soils and water sales tax. This sales tax allows free access to Missouri's 93 state parks and historic sites. Remember, you're always welcome in Missouri state parks.